getting a Spanish kind of like demographic on a website like that, doing keyword research, basically not international, right? It's still US domestic, but it's Spanish. So once we get on the website, I'll probably kind of, throw some ideas across and some things that I've thought about in the past and see how it works. I'm kind of really interested to see if
Marie and I definitely both work with a lot of Hispanics in our real estate business. And it's interesting to hear. I mean, there definitely can be underserved in terms of, there's a few of the guys that I work with that want to buy homes and they have the ability to and the money, but they're just not treated very well with some groups that they've gone to. And so that's another thing that Maria and I are working on with our Ladies Impact group is, helping or finding the people that can help with, the Hispanic population or whoever on understanding the loans and getting the loans and, securing them and then getting the houses and don't feel like they're getting taken advantage of in any way.
Right. So one of the things that I've thought about in the past, because it's not like you're going to translate your entire website, right, and have all these locations. So it's having even on your location pages, having a Spanish, like we speak Spanish, se habla español, button to redirect them to one landing page. That's all you really need is one landing page. But, within the website, you have those buttons to essentially kind of like interlink all that stuff together. I think there's a huge one. I think you nailed it right there, Liz, in regards to people that have the resources to do it. They just don't have the guidance. On the other side as well, I've seen it a lot. And that's where my initial kind of thought came from, where there's a lot of people losing their house because they don't have the right information fast enough. So yeah, I think you guys are tapping into a great kind of like angle. And I'm happy. Yeah, I'm excited to kind of work with you guys on that.
Yeah, good. We're excited.
We just haven't figured out what we're going to do for the videos yet, because it would take me a really long time to redo the videos in Spanish, since it's not a language.
I would never get it. I mean, I'm with Marco.
No,
I'm with
Liz
Marco
just
every single
wouldn't get
day.
it ever.
Yeah, no, I'm with him every single day, and I still do not understand. And for
Go
3
to
years,
Fiverr or Upwork and hire somebody to just do a translation voiceover and put it over top of it.
Oh my God, it is, Marie. It's like what we talked about the other day with Christy. It will be like a bad
bad kung fu movie.
Yes, that's okay. At least the captions.
Yeah, or subtitles, exactly. Yeah.
That'll be awesome.
I mean, honestly, this is something that any business that's in a area that is, I don't want to use the word heavy, but if you do business like Jordan, for example, he's in the middle of West Virginia. Spanish is not something common there. But those of you that are Texas, Arizona, New Mexico, Southern California, areas where it's
even
predominant.
New York, Florida.
Yeah, I mean, really anywhere, the outer perimeters, we'll call it, it's been kind of common for them to be more dense populations of the Spanish-speaking cultures. If your business is operating in those areas and you're not putting something out there to help with those business owners, you're basically leaving money on the table.
Yeah. Shawn, I've always said, growing up in Columbus, Ohio, I did not see the need for me to learn Spanish. And now I'm like, why didn't I pay more attention? But I was like, who speaks Spanish in Columbus, Ohio?
And even if you don't speak it, right? Just having some of your marketing, and to Roger's point, you're never going to translate your entire website, but having some of your stuff that says, kind of, it explains a little bit more about what you do and how you can help. And if you start noticing that you're getting more of that culture, right, and that language piece coming in as opportunities, well, then that's an area of business you're going to have to evolve and grow. So you're not going to learn, Liz, how to speak fluent in Spanish overnight.
No, but we already have people that want to help, that are lined up, like, kind of to do that. I mean, that are interested in the business. And then if they know that they have our help towards getting into that, and then they speak the language for us, it can just be so good. I know it will be good.
100%. Doesn't matter whether it's real estate, coaching, whatever. You are not doing something to help, and it's a common thing in your area, you're basically ignoring half your market.
Yeah.
or a portion of your market.
Yeah.
That goes back to the octopus diagram, guys. That's another arm. That's a completely different angle and another arm you can add if you are going to go after something like that, because there's an entire strategy you have to follow too, right? It's like we just said, you're not going to translate the whole website. So what are you going to do? Is it a landing page? Is it whatever it might be? Even the content, do you put some kind of blog post? So that's something to discuss, something you need to add on your board to your octopus as far as the arm, and then just go from there, do some brainstorming. But that's excellent. Thanks for bringing that up, because that's something that doesn't get talked about enough. I think there is an opportunity there.
Well, along those lines, earlier this week, I sent an email into you guys asking to add some sort of feature or some sort of thing like that to highlight Hispanic and woman-owned for our business. Because I saw like on you guys or someone's, you had the veteran-owned or things like that. So, how are you guys going to be approaching that sort of thing?
Absolutely. So something like that, that's another great point, right? Just going after, so moving from an octopus arm, kind of like another kind of like lead generation kind of path, now to credibility. That's more kind of the type of people, demographics that you're relating to, more for credibility purposes. So that we'll look at the website. We'll kind of look at where it kind of fits, you know, in regards to if there's some type of badges that we can find or something like that. So the team and I will kind of do some brainstorming, Stephen, and kind of figure that out for you. But one thing to keep in mind above that, right? Because you just opened up another strategy there is like, do you create content? I would recommend that once we have those badges and that mention, that you actually create an actual blog post talking about how you know, you guys are involved, you know, it's your wife, obviously, right? It's like her involvement and everything that's going on. And if you do any type of help for any type of women groups or something like that, that maybe your wife is involved in, that's something that can be kind of added to that blog post. But it's just kind of having some kind of content, not just mentioning it. Our plan was not just to have the veteran own, right? We want to tell Shawn's story, my story, being married to an active duty. You know, we wanted to tell the military kind of involvement, right? And how we're involved. So that's something that you can look at depending on what you guys are involved as well. Does that make sense?
Yeah, because we're actually doing posts in groups also in Spanish along with English. So it'd be kind of nice to link those together and get a little synergy between all those two. So that's a great point.
So you guys are actually doing the Spanish demographic as well, kind of like what we're talking about here?
Yeah.
Okay. Do either of you guys speak Spanish?
Yeah.
I was gonna say it has to be Carolina. Because there's no way.
I understand
white
more
boy
than I can
Steven,
speak. So.
Yeah, no, for the rest of you guys that might be interested, because once again, I've seen opportunities, people have brought it up, and nobody's really followed through that I've worked with in the past, has gotten maybe halfway. So I'm really interested to kind of see how things go. If you don't have, the reason I was asking, if you don't have someone on your team, for example, and you want to kind of maybe have something on your website, partner with somebody, right? It doesn't necessarily have to be something that you have within your team. This is where we get into those affiliate conversations and see if you can kind of partner with somebody. Maybe if they kind of translate the deal, you can do a joint venture. And it doesn't have to be just limited to real estate, right? Look at what you got going on. Jordan, man, you are in the credit side of things. I mean, that can be a big area where if you have someone, a partner that can translate some of this stuff, that can be huge for you as well. So just kind of thoughts that does not get stuck just on real estate. It is open. This is something that can be huge for other niches as well.
Absolutely. Sorry, we've got a fun little treat for you guys, and I'm chatting back and forth with Itzel as she's wrapping it up and getting it ready for you guys. Anybody else? Stephen, Caroline, do you guys want to maybe share about how's the battle wounds doing after our call?
I'm sorry, I'm not sure what I'm sharing right now.
I'm just asking, how's your battle wounds? Are you guys okay?
You know, it's got its ups and downs, right? I mean, that's just how it is in the business. So, yeah.
I was calling on them because we had a really good call earlier today. They may not have thought it was so good, but they're in a really good spot in business. It was a really eye-opening moment. At least I felt like it was. And I don't know, maybe there's something you guys want to share on that note with everybody.
I think you were telling us stuff that we already knew deep down, to be honest. Yeah.
Got it. So just bringing some light to the surface, I guess.
Yeah, it's nice to hear someone else say it.
Other than me, is that what you're saying? Rude.
Hey, this call's recorded. Watch yourself. You can put yourself in the doghouse. But not to give away all the juice and the details in the business side, but some of you guys may fall into this same category. They had a little bit of an aha and a realization of just how quick we can get behind in business, right? Because today, before the call, it just looked like, and we're a point back, right? And we're trailing the opponent, in this case, the year, by 1 point. But really, in all actuality, today's the first day of the month, and they needed to put 2 points in the bucket for this month. So they're really 3 points behind the deficit, right? Just how quick that compound kind of takes effect, and before you know it, half the year, 3/4 of the year is gone, and we're wondering why we're not hitting our business metrics on some stuff. And then also a little aha on, there's tracking metrics, but then there's tracking the right metrics, right? Asking the hard question as to which metric is the right one to be spending the time tracking, not just to track, but to track the correct one for growth, which was kind of cool to have that topic and discussion with you guys on it. So I wanted to actually call you guys out in front of everybody to say congratulations and kudos for actually putting in the work to do it. Because Stephen actually shows up to the call with a spreadsheet and he's trying to read it to me. And I finally just said, share the dang screen. And he's got a breakdown of all their metrics that they tracked for the month. And it was good to see somebody actually putting in the work, right, to pay attention to data. And it gave him a little bit of a learning curve today, learning lesson on, all right, I got a process of tracking numbers. Now let me make sure I track the right number. And what's the correct metric to be really putting a lot of focus onto. So really
I identified a piece that I wanted to track, but I couldn't quite figure out how to track that. So that was nice that you helped guide that area too. Appreciate that.
Awesome. Anybody else have anything cool over the last week? A win, a share, something fun that's going on in business? Maybe the fact that your marketing's working so much and you can't follow up with all the leads or something.
Yes, so our marketing is working.
And you gotta do it like you did earlier.
I can't follow up with leads because I'm just me.
Earlier, Mickey's like, our marketing's working. I can't follow up with them.
And you know, the main thing is I can't track them because we're starting with HubSpot, so I have no idea where they're coming from. It's very hard to track, so I'm excited to go and learn about HubSpot and to see. But you know, it's the little thing that adds up, like Shawn, you're saying, like, you know, if you do those videos, if you do the blogs, and then if you interlink them, and eventually it will just pick up. That's how it feels like right now. Like people are just hitting me from all directions, and I'm just like, who are you? Where are you coming from? So.
It's a good feeling, isn't it?
It is, because not that I didn't trust the process, but I was kind of feeling that it was taking a long time.
In all reality, how long has it actually been?
6 months, 7.
Okay, pretty good. Pretty good for bootstrapping it yourself, right? There's a lot to do. So the fact that
it was a lot, and it's still a lot to do. You know, it's like weekly you have to do all those blogs. Weekly, there is no vacation on that thing.
That's actually a really good point, Mickey. You bring up the 6 month, 7 month point, and to Shawn's point, you're bootstrapping. You're doing it. You're at our foundations level doing, you're doing the work. You're going through all this stuff. And a lot of times when you talk to a SEO agency, marketing agency, those are the numbers they give you. Is like, hey, how long is it going to take for any type of momentum to get going, right? My rankings or leads and things like that. And usually the easy answer everybody's going to give you is 6 to 12 months. And that's great. But if you're not doing the right tasks, right, it's not all about just getting a website, stepping away from it, and then coming back in 6 months. You realize that. You're pretty much, a lot of you guys are examples of that. There's work to be done. And that's why we offer the different tiers. And if you're going to do it yourself, then that's why we offer this Monday call, right? To continue educating you, to keep pushing you, keep going through those processes. I know Segal's another one that's kind of seen in her rankings, like she just kind of follows the process. And now, I mean, she's ranking and dominating her area in a lot of the rankings of some of these high performers. So it's just all about kind of like every week, right? Every month, you got to be doing something on your brand to really kind of amplify that out there. So then Google awards you those rankings. So I'm glad to see that. And it's right smack where it should be. It's like 6-7 months, you're starting to see some traction. So that's awesome.
Absolutely. Anybody else? Going once, going twice? No? So outside of Mickey, Stephen and Caroline, Marie and Liz, nobody else is doing any work throughout the week.
I did some work, Shawn.
Who's that? I didn't see who said that.
Karen.
Karen, there you are. You did some work?
Yes.
So what's your sum share? Give me a sum share.
I did a infographic video. I did an infographic post. I have one blog article written, and the updates are over at support. And I had my social media meeting, and I have just about 80% of the content to them that they're using. I met with them. We created my Facebook page, my Instagram page, my LinkedIn page. We're talking about my Twitter page. And I got one person a day who contacted me for a loan, and he submitted an application. So I feel pretty good about it.
There you go.
I'm exhausted, but that's something.
That's really good. That's a lot of needles moving right there, which is good. Anybody else? Phil, go ahead. I was waiting for you to finally show up on screen. All I've seen is like your nose and your eyes show up in that virtual backdrop. You have to hit your unmute button.
All right, did that work?
There you go.
Okay. Yeah, I was like, I had to turn my light on so you can actually see me. But since last call, I actually ran an event. So I actually ran a 4-day event since last time we talked on this call. Like me and you talked about today on our call.
Yep. Yeah, you were another one that had a nice little aha.
Yeah, I had a huge aha on our call. I was like, yeah, I'm doing way too much right to get go. So I gotta wean people in instead of just show them the fire hose and just blowing all over them. So I was like,
good job on doing your first actual event with it, and I think it's given you some good clarity as to the pieces now, not just for future, but also to your site and some of your content.
Yeah, it's gonna help our site a lot and content-wise, and basically set it up better. And future events are going to be improved, especially after our call.
Awesome. Jordan, is that your hand up virtually?
Yeah, I got my virtual hand up there.
Go for it.
So Mickey and her wonderful group had me on their RIA group speak the other night. And I thought it went really well. We did a lot of personal credit, but then we jumped into some business credit at the end. And I was able to take some of the notes that I had on business credit, turn it into some PDFs, and send it out to their group right after our call. So I'm thinking that could be another product on my page there, because we're not pushing business credit too much right now, but I am starting to pick up some steam with that. Got a few tricks up my sleeve there, and I think the information I'm giving out is worth at least a small ticket item, like we talked before when we were using Kajabi. maybe having a $37 product in there or a lesser value. So I think I've got something really cool to sell there. And Mickey's Group, now they have it in their hands for free, but I think that's something that I could add on to my credit page as a small ticket item and get some people some value on the credit side.
Love it. So I'd be reaching out to Mickey and her group and asking some feedback on how did they enjoy, what did they like about it, what did they wish those documents that you created or resources that you created maybe had a little bit of more of or something.
Yeah, I've had a ton of them reach out to me via email, and I've been sending it to them as I can.
They want you to come back, Jordan. We've
That's
been
a good one.
having tons of requests of you coming back and just doing business credit more in details and taking time for Q&A.
Yeah,
sounds like you got yourself a little 4-hour workshop about to be set up.
Yeah, possibly. And the video that I believe Mickey or Lorraine, who recorded it? Kim? Somebody recorded it. So I want to steal that and put that on my website somewhere. That's another training. It's a business, it's another form of free
video?
training.
Because we record all of our meeting and that's going to be on our YouTube, but we'll give it to you as well.
Yeah, we could maybe embed that into the website somewhere, because it was pretty good. I mean, there was no, pitch at the end like my credit training that's on there now. There's no, hey, buy this credit service for $97. There's no sale, but lead magnet or, what have you. So I think that went really well, and it gave me some eye-opening things that I could do, so that I could add on to the website and to my offer. Real estate wise, Jacob he's got a lead magnet, but I don't know if he sent it in yet for our real estate company. We did the Dirty Dozen. I think it's maybe like a 10-page kind of ebook, kind of PDF type of thing. And then I had a thought last night too, that we could use that Dirty Dozen as the lead magnet for a flip your own house kind of course. We've got the contracts, the payment structures. We've got the spreadsheet that we use to analyze our rehabs. And I've been having a lot of meetings locally lately with people. They see my posts. They want to learn a little bit about real estate. So I think we could package that all up and make it a sellable product on our real estate website.
Love it.
Starting with a lead magnet.
Love it. Taking action. First couple steps. So.
Hey, Jordan, I have a question for you. You're talking about the recording that you did with Mickey's group. So I think that's a great idea. Your mind is in the right place. The only thing, and I'm just kind of brainstorming, right? Because I'm just hearing this as you're going, is because that video sounds like Mickey is going to put it on their YouTube channel, which is a mention to your company and you. Particularly, I don't know how they're going to put it, but it's most likely going to be a backlink, right? So that can be just an example, just brainstorming here. That can be potentially a simple blog post on your website that you write out saying, hey, I was invited to this group. This is what I did. This is what I talked about. And here is the video. But I would probably encourage you to actually re-record it on your own, right? Not being literally as an educational piece. And that's what you offer as a product, not necessarily the recording. So you'll have to watch what you said and everything, take some notes, obviously create an outline, right? And then actually do a more structured version of it, even though it's the same thing. Don't worry about it. That's going to be the product. That's what you would sell. It's a lot cleaner, but you would still have a post. So people won't really know. The only reason I say this is it kind of gives you kind of a two-prong approach. You get the mention from Mickey, but we also embed it on your website, right? So just kind of an idea as I was hearing you say that. It's like,
no, that makes sense.
Good catch, Roger. So, all right, Roger and I actually
if you need
have
another
something.
place to give that pitch too, you can come to my Phoenix Weekly Huddle. I'm sure there's lots of people on there that want to hear about Phoenix business credit.
Absolutely. I think it really well. We spent a lot of time on personal credit. I wish we would have got into the business part of it first, but there were a ton of questions on personal credit. So the majority of the time was spent there, but I'm going to refine that a little bit and we'll do better next time.
All right. I'll get you on my schedule for like May or June.
Okay. Sounds good.
Awesome. Well, Roger and I actually have something to share. you guys know we come to this call every single week ready to give you guys 110% of us, right? Any answers we can help you with, teach you, help you move your business needle forward. But sometimes you guys give us things. And if you've been paying attention the last few weeks, I think it was Mickey, you asked the question a handful of weeks ago that spurred this random analogy in my head that has now translated itself into multiple different things, right? That we've taken action on, from a podcast topic to an actual training piece that we use to put out there, resources that we built around it. And just over the last week, the team, it started with Roger, myself, and one of our other team members, and then it just kind of led into everybody else. We've adopted a new member into TRC. And I guess that means Roger and I are adopted parents now. I guess the group doesn't know the running joke. We had a potential client that was a wedding facility, and they set Roger up as a client in their portal. So the joke internally was, when's Shawn and Roger's wedding? Because we kept getting notifications about it. It was time to pick our caterer and pick our photographer and this kind of thing. So, but over the last week, we kind of put some deeper work into our new adopted family. And yeah, so we never set a date because I think I'm getting cold feet. But speaking of itself finally helped us bring this new adopted member to life. So I'm going to introduce you guys to, actually, before I do that, Itzel, you didn't send me the one version that Roger chose, that Roger really likes. You can send me that, and then I will share the screen when I save it and pull it up. But
I don't have that one. Mike made that one.
Oh, Mike made that one.
Yeah, that's why I don't have it.
All right. I guess it wouldn't be as funny. All right, so I'll share what we've got. So who thinks they know what I'm talking about? Who have we adopted? Steven, who do you think we adopted?
An octopus.
Octopus.
It is definitely an octopus. We finally have landed on TRC's mascot, and I want to be the first to welcome Max Traffic to the family. You guys could welcome Max Traffic. This is confused Max Traffic. He's brand new. He really doesn't know what to expect. He's kind of got the little googly eye kind of confusion look. And then Roger and I have started to explain to Max Traffic his job is to be the traffic getter and go get it. And I don't think he liked that. He got a little annoyed. So while we were kicking off the call, I had a little talk with Max Traffic. I explained to him his job is just to have fun and do marketing and enjoy it and have fun and make people excited and provide a lot of value to everybody. And he got a little more happy now. So we finally have Max Traffic as part of the Top Results family. You guys are going to start seeing him a little bit more out there in our marketing, in our website itself. I've already tasked Roger and said we got to figure out how to use him in there for it. So Roger, anything you want to say to everybody about our new team member?
Oh man, I'm excited. That was fun. It was really bland. The company was really, there's no personality. We were the ones, and we needed a mascot. We needed something to really push us over that loop for a real brand. So no, I'm excited. There's a lot of cool little things that we can do for the branding part of the company. And I mean, I already started running with some fun SEO things that I'm going to be doing with that name. With Max Traffic. So no, just really excited, man. Glad we finally have an identity, someone that represents us.
Absolutely.
So,
which kind of leads into something I wanted to kind of share on it. And Roger kind of actually hit just a second ago. He's already thinking some SEO tasks. Mike and I, we were already starting to think some different marketing approaches as we start to dabble into even some of the paid traffic kind of side of things, or the boosted piece, or direct targeted traffic to something, leveraging a mascot. Max, in this case, it's going to be Max Traffic, our marketing octopus, right? Which kind of just feeds into this whole blend of elements to it. And I don't know what you guys writing in the chat. I'm gonna ban the chat on some of these calls. For a minute, I thought you were going to see a real octopus. Oh, that would be awesome. I'm still waiting for Roger to come up from a dive with one of those.
Oh man, I'll try.
But I wanted to bring that up and talk. Not that a business needs a mascot, but how many of you guys see how fun it can be if you were in our shoes, right? With this piece. Yeah, your business might be branded off of you. I look at Jane in her doctor, robe and stethoscope and the bed in the back, and there could be some more branding that comes out of that with a mascot. Some of you guys that are in the real estate space, right? Yeah, you've got your business and you've got this name, and then the name might mean something, but being able to have some fun by bringing in that piece, right? Maybe it's a mascot, maybe it's a slogan kind of piece that just rounds out the rest of the branding and makes your marketing you could take a different approach. Like, I don't know what's in Roger's head, but I have an idea of some things that he's going to play on in there. Just like I know what is in my head and this vision that I see of this crazy. That's why I asked Itzel to make a couple different versions of Max Traffic, just like I used on you guys. He's a little pissed off. He's confused, right? Just with changing some eyes and some features on him, a totally different message could be used on there. So I want to thank you guys for being on these calls and then stemming this idea that 4 weeks ago, whatever it was, Mickey, when you asked that question and I started saying it's like a dang octopus, arms all over the place. I never thought that it would lead us to where we are, but we've now brought in Max Traffic. So comments, questions, anything before we move on to anything here?
Well, I think it's awesome. And I do think things like that are, they're not planned, are some of the best things that come about, And so I just hope it inspires for all of us to have something, whether it's that or anything in our business that just drops in your lap that you don't even realize that that's what's going to do. And then you're like, poof, oh my gosh. So I think it's great.
Absolutely. Anybody else, anything before I shift? I see comments coming in, but I don't read the comments. I'm a person of talking. Prefer you unmute and share what's on your mind.
Okay, I just wrote about
some octopus.
One at a time. Jane first.
if you have Netflix, excuse me, you've got to see the documentary about my octopus teacher. It is phenomenal. I tell Roger he's got to. It is a real octopus that this guy became friends with, and it's just, I can't say enough about that movie. And it's on Netflix.
Interesting. I'll have to look it up.
What's it called?
My Octopus Teacher.
Right.
Yeah, I actually found it. I have it on my list. I just don't watch too much TV. So I got to make a little bit of time to jump in there and watch that. But I did see that. Thanks, Jane. I did find it on Netflix though. So I gotta sit down and watch that.
No, it's about a diver that goes down and friends an octopus. So since Roger dives, I tell Roger he's just got to see it.
Interesting. Vidal, what were you starting to say? You're muted. Every time.
I just ate some octopus and some calamari right now, so it was yummy.
Don't eat Max.
I love octopus too.
Max, you might want to jump off the call. I think you're being targeted. We actually have a Max on the team, so when we picked the name Max Traffic, we were trying to stay away from a team member's name, but we wanted it short and it needed to kind of jive right. And Max ended up kind of being the bait, I guess. All right, one final thing I'm going to share, because I promised you guys a couple weeks ago, and Itzel, I got to give major shout outs to Itzel and everybody over there on her side that worked on this and helped her, if anybody else did. This is what we've come up with as the final version of the shirts. So Roger and I are going to make a slight adjustment to a couple things, but for the most part, this is what it's going to be. And we're going to be getting some stuff together. And I think we're going to put it out there for anybody that wants to pre-order to get one when the first batch comes in. You'll be able to do your pre-order on the t-shirts, and you too can walk around with Max Traffic on your back as maybe osmosis. Maybe Max being on your back will kind of bring you some luck on the lead side. So with that, all fun and games aside, I do want to shift over here for the last 15-20 minutes and just kind of open it up to the floor and see what do you guys got questions on, who's been working on stuff, where we hit some stumps, some roadblocks, just kind of see what's out there. Basically, you've got Roger and I and the team on here. It's a chance to pick some brains. So Steven, I see you like partially putting your hand up or something.
Yeah, so my son we have a couple Instagram posts that are getting put up by Social Soaring for us. And one of the, can you kill the volume? Sorry. And a lot of those Instagram posts have links in the description, and some of them can get really long. And on Instagram, there is no way, you don't get links in the description. Yep. Yeah, it's not a hyperlink. So the only true hyperlink you get is in your profile. So what a lot of companies or people do on there is use this thing called linkin.bio.
Yep.
And then put them to a specific page that then takes all of their stuff in, and then people can click on the link and it puts them to the very specific page or the wherever you want to redirect them.
Yep.
I don't like the idea of having it go elsewhere and then come in. Have you thought about having some piece that a central landing page where if we have a shorter domain, we can direct them to that and then put them out to the place we want?
Yep, we've already built it on, if you go to TRC's Instagram, you go to my Instagram, there's link in bio links. That's something that we've built into our sites. It is something that we build in if you are working through us if you went through us into one of those social packages, it is a piece that we build in. If you've been working with Social Soaring in the past and you're not on one of the TRC packages, that's the thing, you're missing out on some of the stuff that Roger and I specifically created on it, and why you probably should have talked to us kind of thing on it. Again, I don't know when everybody started in there, but that is something that we can create on it. And
so it's not on it's not the actual link in.bio, but it's actually the one that's on our
Correct.
site.
So if you go to Top Results Instagram page and look at our profile, you'll see topresultsconsulting.com / actually, so you can correct me exactly what that link says. I think it's just topresultsconsulting.com / link. Is it link in bio or? Anyway, it lands on a TRC page. It does not go to a third-party platform and then out from there. And we have complete control then over the buttons that we build in.
Okay.
You're muted, Itzel.
It's topresultsconsulting.com / Linktree. And when they click on that, it pretty much gives all the options that we have on our website.
So I have a question. I guess it's kind of following up on Steven's comment, because I've been thinking about that too. Like now that I have blogs going to, or blogs on my site, and trying to figure out how that can integrate with social media. And I don't know, maybe this is a separate call. I've reached out to Jessica and kind of told her that I'm starting to have blogs on the page, and she said that we can start incorporating it. I just don't know how the logistics of all of that works.
Yes.
So I guess
go ahead, finish.
Just an aha that I've had is that I'm noticing that a lot of posts are going to my Facebook business page, but it's not getting a lot of eyesight on it. So what I thought, just a thought that I had last week, is to start sharing it from my personal Facebook, like sharing my Facebook business posts from my personal page. And so that has started to show some more action, and then people are now following the page or liking the page. So I'm kind of
doing, which is the true strategy. That is
right
the strategy,
in the reverse.
Right. Yep. It's posted to the business page, and then you share it over on your personal side, or you share it into groups that you belong to that allow those type of things to be shared, and adding more value. And it kind of goes back to that topic that I had before of organic social growth, right? And organic people start to connect. Lorraine Melanin Homes. I got corrected hardcore last week on that, but they start correlating Lorraine to Melanin Homes. These are the same thing. She's the head over here. I like what they're doing. I'm interested. I can go to Lorraine. And if you guys ever want to see it like real life action, somebody that's doing it really well, he doesn't have a business page, but he does it with business posts coming out from his personal side. It is Jordan. Jordan does a phenomenal job of talking about his credit consulting side from his personal side, and drawing a lot of traffic that way into his page. Now, to Stephen's point, yeah, those posts are going out, and they've got these links. Instagram is not a hyperlinkable platform. It is something that it should be hey, and it kind of goes back to Lorraine's question here. If it's let's say it's a post about a topic that's got a blog associated to it. The post should not be the blog. The post should be talking a little bit about it, and then saying, read more about this, link in bio, right, on Instagram.
Right.
And on the link tree in your bio piece, it should have a button that says our blog, where it takes them to your blog page with your blogs on it, so they could go to it.
So to your
Good, Lorraine?
I'm sorry. So to your point, so since I did go through TRC to social soaring, so is that a separate call we have to set up to
it's just
talk about that thing that you just did?
The Linktree side, it's just you need to let us know kind of what you want on that Linktree. I think Roger, I think I saw it come across the chat. He put our link in there, so you can see like some of the buttons we've created on ours. It would just be a matter of you telling us what you want on yours, since you're under our, especially in our content package and everything. And then we could put that together real quick on that one.
Okay.
Because it's just,
just send it
all
over.
it is just redirected buttons.
Yeah, exactly. Just send it over to support. Basically, it's like, hey, want to create the link tree? Because that's what it's going to be. It's /link tree. That's how we're going to name those pages. And then we'll take that particular template, and you just let us know which are the most important links that you want on there, and we'll create buttons for those.
Same thing for.
Okay, so just say I want to set up the link tree.
Yep.
Exactly.
Okay.
But look at our page, look at ours, so that you can see and think about what are the different call to action. All Linktree is a call to action page. There's no content to it. It's just buttons that redirect to where you want them to go to. And that's the workaround, because Instagram does not allow you to direct link in posts or even in stories. You can't direct link with swipe up or anything until you've hit the 10,000 follower line on it. So take a look at that page, because I forget what all we have. I think we have a link going to our podcast, a link going to the blog. I haven't even looked at it in a while. We might even need to update some of those call to actions on that page. But that's all you'd have to send over, Lorraine, is, hey, I want these 4, or whatever it is on there, and this is where I want them to drive to.
Because what I'm thinking is maybe one for the blogs, and then one for YouTube videos as I build those up, and looking at your page, kind of swiping or mirroring from that. And then the book, the call. Yeah. Okay. I got.
Okay. Brooke and Bill, you guys would be another one, because we just got you kicked off, especially in the content side, as well as with the social package. So same thing, take a look at that page and let us know what couple you want and send that in so we can get that built onto the page. And then Karen on your essential funding side as well.
Thank you.
So one thing I noticed on.
Too many at one time.
one of the things I noticed on this Linktree one is it's just like Linktree itself, whereas the linkedin.bio, they actually read from your Instagram feed and show the little pieces, and you say, I want this to go there, versus the Linktree model where it's, here's the specific items that I want visible right now.
Yeah, I mean, if you're going through a third-party platform, you're going to probably get a little extra functionality, a little more granular if you want to go that direction. We chose, I don't see the value in going that deep. So we chose to just build it core into the site. Partially because I'm all about, I say this all the time, I'm all about drive people to the site. The more I can get them on my website, that's where my value lives, right? That's where Roger and I just pump all the value into, is on that site. So I want as many eyeballs getting on that site as possible. So if I'm taking them to a third-party platform, now I got to try to get them back from that over to it, right?
Right. I was saying, like, if you go to your blog pages, you can actually see all your blog posts in there. It's kind of similar to what they're doing. I don't know if there was a dynamic piece to that.
And if there's a particular blog that is like a really heavy hitter for you, it's a really solid piece of content that a lot of your messaging would drive into, then we create a button just specific for that blog. Right. But then maybe there's another one that's like more content or more information or more blogs or something like that. That's just taking them to the blog page where they're able to land on it now and see a wide variety. Like Jordan, for example, he might have one blog that really maps out like this personal credit side of things, or business credit 101. It's a solid piece of, at the end of the day, if you've got a really solid piece of content that converts like crazy, you don't need 100 blogs. Just keep driving people to that one that's converting left and right. So just think of it that way, okay? But great catch on that. Anybody else? Anything? Got about 8-9 minutes.
Yes. I want to ask, can you share a bit about how you're working with social soaring?
I'm going to redirect you to, I'll find the link, or I'll find which week it was in the replay, and I'll redirect you to the 50-minute thing that we did so that you can watch it and learn all of it. Or I'll just send you the link to book a time for us to talk one-on-one. Because we've got specific packages just for TRC clients.
Okay, cool. Sounds good.
Just comes down to how much social media management are you trying to get and have? How much, how often, and budget.
It's more about where my prospects are. Prospects, or the other one, not the prospects, where my clients are. That's where I want to go.
Right, I understand that. I'm saying it's how much management of that piece do you want? Do you want somebody posting every single day of the week? You want people posting 3 days a week? All of these type of things. We got 4 or 5 different options to talk about through that piece. So I'll send you, Sigal, I'll just send you the link to the meeting calendar. We can set up a 15-20 minute talk just to talk social media.
Sounds perfect. Thanks.
Cool. Marie, I think you were about to say something.
Yeah, sorry. I guess this question's maybe more for Roger, but I did already have, I think, a couple of my blogs converted into Spanish. So is that something that I should just send over to just to the group, to the support thing? Or Roger, do you kind of have to set up something on the back end to get a separate page going for stuff we're going to have in Spanish?
Do me a favor, go ahead and send those over. What's going to happen, the process, because it's new, right? So you guys are kind of driving the path for this. So we don't have a process for that, but what I want you guys to do specifically for you guys, anybody else has anything with Spanish, in case you do, send it to support. We're going to put it in a folder in your profile folder on our end. And then I don't have an answer for you right now. I got to come up to see how that's going to affect, but I'd like to have it. So that way, when we have that, we'll start kind of creating it. And then moving forward, anything in the future, we'll already have a process. Because right now we have a process for English. Right. So it's really easy, but I want to kind of create something for Spanish. I don't want to affect your guys' rankings or SEO in any bad way. So I got to do a little bit of research, make sure we have a good process in place. But send them over. That way we have them.
Okay, yeah, because the ebook is done for both English and Spanish, and then Shawn, as we talked about coming up with that video series, we have most of the videos done, but not all of them. But I can at least get you guys what we have, so you can at least start like seeing the layout and getting whatever you guys need on the back end.
Yeah, big thing to be sending over would be the actual PDF file, and then the image, the cover image.
Mm-hmm. Okay, thanks.
And then when you send that over, Max will probably reach out. Him and I can work through that, because we're going to want to create the form in your HubSpot account for them to download that off of, attach that to that, and start that process that way.
And just a question too on the videos. So the ones that we finish that we like, I've started putting them in my YouTube channel, but I think I just put them as like private or unlisted or something for now.
Unlisted for right now.
Unlisted, right? Because
Yep.
that's something you just need the embed code, but I don't want people to be able to go to my YouTube channel and find it.
Correct. Yep. Unlisted is all you
Perfect.
need. But make sure it's all in there. Make sure your thumbnail's in there, all that kind of stuff.
Okay, thanks.
Anybody else? Going once? Going twice? All right. Well, with that, Roger,
Hey,
you got
Shawn, before
something?
we actually close out, Shawn, I have some, I think we got a few more minutes, and I wanted to kind of take a opportunity here to drop a big, what are they called? A gold bar
I don't have
for everybody.
Wrong platform. I can't drop our gold bomb
for the web buzz. But I do want to put this in because I do owe you guys something. I haven't, and actually most of it was brought up by Jacob, and Jacob's still out here. So I appreciate you sticking around. Jacob, this is more for you, but everybody should take it back. I owe you guys a system for citations that I was going to put in the group. And the reason I haven't done it is because I want to create an entire YouTube video for it, for our YouTube channel, for everybody to see. But since I don't have that created as of now, and that is coming, that's still on my list of things to do. I wanted to give this group a tip, a really strong tip that I've been researching. And I think individually, I think you guys are better off trying to do this strategy more than us, and because you're kind of the company owners. But it's going to revolve around citations, and it's going after what's called .gov, .org, or .edu. So what I mean by that is the .gov is basically getting a citation from a government website. So one government website backlink, if you can create a citation on there, it's very, very powerful. So kind of stress it enough. Same thing for .org. So .org is more related to nonprofits, right? So any of you guys that are thinking about working with nonprofits or are working with nonprofits that has a .org, right? That's another one that I'm going to give you the tip on how to do this. And then the third one that you got to kind of write down and be aware of is the .edu. Those are mostly schools, right? Universities, things like that. So let's talk a little bit. I want to kind of end this with the bang here. So Gov, what are you guys going to do? Just some tips that I've seen within my groups with SEO and things that are going. So if anybody out there is hiring, if you're hiring VAs, you're hiring anybody on your team, one of the strategies that I've seen is you can go to your state government websites and see if they offer, because a lot of times they don't just have random jobs. They have jobs for veterans. So one of the strategies that's being used right now is if you want to hire veterans, and many of these government websites, they allow you to put a profile about your business and maybe a job offer. So when you create that, that's a citation. That's basically a structured profile of your business that allows you to put a link back to your website. Make sure you have a job available, right? You're actually taking applications, but that has been a strategy that gets you a backlink from a .gov website. So that's been kind of one thing that you guys, if you guys are hiring and you can do that, that's a way to kind of look at, see if your state websites or local government websites have some kind of a hiring section. That's big for .gov. .org, those are easier. Those basically go find a nonprofit organization that you want to donate to and possibly do a guest blog. Provide them a blog about how you were involved, how you're going to help them, things like that. And within that guest blog, they're going to link back to your website, basically mentioning that you helped them out, right? You can donate X amount of, financial things or do a service or whatnot, but that will get you a .org backlink, okay? And then the last one is the EDU, the universities. Same thing, not necessarily a job, but look for interns. Do they have an intern section? Do they have something within the website where you can go ahead and put a profile once again and get a backlink using the intern strategy? So those are three, guys. Those are three things that a lot of times when we're working on the SEO side, those are hard because it needs the company owners to maybe talk to administrators or talk to some of these people within these government agencies or nonprofits or whatnot. So those are things that you guys can be doing on your end that are extremely powerful. Even if you get one of these, this can be equal to like 5 just regular backlinks, right? So just want to kind of encourage you guys to kind of go out there, see if you can find some opportunities, and hopefully that helps out.
Whole bag of gold bars.
When's the octopus going to pick those things up?
That might have to work its way in at some point. It was hard enough to just get that video made. I will have to task our guy. Max Traffic's gonna have to be the one dumping the bag of bars. All right, everybody. On that note, thanks for joining tonight.